don't know how long that was off for. Let me go back to my video and see how far I got. I think I'm back. Oh, my bacon's burning. I don't know how far in that story. I'm going to have to rewind my live stream and see how far I got in my great story, because that was a good story. Alright, what the shit is happening? Just play the old video, you goddamn piece of garbage. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I literally have no idea how long that stream was off for. Maybe I'll just have to recap. I want to get this bacon out of here before it burns while I'm trying to do internet shit. And I'm a person of many talents, but I can't cook bacon and do internet and tell stories and do it all. Alright, computer, stop all the downloading. What's going on here? Alright, it says I'm live, but on the wrong goddamn live. Alright, there's that. I would like to review my previous video, please, and I would like to see where I was in my goddamn story, because your internet, like, it ain't my internet. I'm 8 feet from the router. I mean, give me a break. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Let's go to the live one. Well, this is the new live stream. Come on. All right. So, previous video or stream that dropped, because it's this internet's goddamn garbage. I was telling the story about my new leaf blower, so we'll go back, rewind. Where was I? I was on Craigslist, and I was looking for a thing, found a thing, blah, blah, blah. It was a leaf blower. It was listed as not operating correctly. Oops. I drive to the guy's house. It's kind of a nice part of town where the houses are very cookie cutterish, but like, they're not cheap houses, but they're all very similar, so it's like a, I don't know, think of an HOA situation where, you know, I don't know if they actually have a HOA there, but it kind of felt like a place that have a homeowners association. And, that seems a little warm. So I walk up, and, you know, meet the guy or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I got a divorce, I don't do yard work anymore. Apparently his job as a marriage is yard work, and he hated it, so like in his new home, he just had the guy who mows the neighbor's house mow his house, and it's like, everything's perfect. So like off the bat, you know, first thing, guy doesn't use it anymore, says it doesn't work properly. You know, these are all things in my favor. So the first thing I do is like, well, let's fire it up, see how it runs. I want to see how rough it runs. And he's like, oh, go ahead. You go ahead and, you know, start her up. And I was like, no, I got a hurt arm. I can't do that. But it doesn't matter. Never pull the rope on someone else's machine when you're buying. Make them do it. I maybe retell my own story here, but it's two things. If they know it's not going to work, they're going to know it right away. You can tell if they only try a couple times, like, hey, you know, it's going to definitely work. If they feel like it could work, they'll yank on that thing, and they'll try, and they're thinking, man, God, I got to get this thing going. And they'll try, and their heart will get pumping, and they'll breathe heavy and everything. And once they, you know, if they fail at getting it started, they're going to be sitting there breathing heavy, feeling stupid, mad at a machine they hate, you know, like, just like, all in your favor. So yeah, he tried. He was an older guy, older than me. He was huffing up that thing, finally gave up, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. He wanted $35 for it, and I was like, well, I'll give you 20. And he's like, sold. And this is what I got for 20 bucks. I got a Sterilite brand, 45-gallon, with wheels rolling, with lid, storage container, which I don't know what those cost. More than 20 bucks, I'm sure. I got a big thing of 2-cycle oil, another big thing 2-cycle oil, and a small individual 2-cycle oil. It's about $25 worth of oil retail, or for sale price. So right there, you know, just oil alone, I got $5 off on oil. I mean, straight up. And then I got all the parts to the leaf blower vacuum combo mulcher. I brought it home. I did get it to fire at my house. definitely carb issues. I went through it. It had spark plug was good. I poured the old gas out, put fresh gas in, got it to run like one more time a little bit. Did like a small tear down of the carb. I found a little bit of shit inside it. Put it back together. It did work. Tried some more. I mean, it's hard for me to pull because I pull left-handed. Uh, then I tore it apart again. Put it back together. I did a little deeper. Didn't go into the needle or anything. And on my third attempt, I broke part of it. A little rubber piece for I was trying to clean out the top section where the priming bulb was, and the check valve on the primer bulb like ripped, which could have been the issue. I have no idea. Like, ah, shit. So then I had to do some research. Like, all right, probably gotta get a rebuild kit for it. Like, what's that cost? Well, gotta get a primer bulb, like this, or not a primer, the check valve. This check valve, it's a little piece of rubber, like $10. Like, Jesus Christ, $10 for a little piece of rubber? And then like the rebuild kits, like 12 to 15. It was like $25 for that. And like I called the local Toro dealer and I was like, what do you guys got? And the guy kind of told me, he's like, well, those machines, yeah, they're Toro machines, but Toro doesn't make them. They're contracting them out. And it's rated as a commercial machine. That's what they call it. They call it a commercial leaf blower. Although their 4-year warranty they will not cover a commercial application for the 4-year warranty. But if you use it as a residential unit, you get a 4-year warranty. This machine was made in 18, so it was almost still under warranty, but probably not. And I probably missed it by a little bit. Anyways, and I was talking to the guy. Well, we have the carb listed. And I was like, well, what do you guys want for a whole carb? $40 for a carb. I was like, all right, $40 for a carb, or like $25 for like the rebuild kit. But if you buy the carb, you get the rebuild kit in it, rebuilt, ready to go. And I'm like, all right, well. I just shoot the shit with the guy. I was like, yeah, I've had some issues with 2-stroke motors in the past, and like I kind of found the easiest way to do is you just put a whole new carb on and just move on with your life, Because even sometimes when you do the rebuild thing, shit goes wrong or the parts don't go in quite right, you still have problems. And my experience has been you put a whole new carb on something, and you slap it on there and pull the rope, it just works magically. But this carb's like a really weird one for some reason. I was having a hard time figuring out like what it was or where, blah blah blah. I was like, well, I'm just gonna try to get a Chinese one. He's like, yeah, I mean, I normally don't recommend that, but you may. I mean, if this is a Craigslist fire and you got a little bit of money in it, you're not wrong. You put a bunch more, just throw a Chinese carb on and see what happens. So I dug and dug and dug, and finally found a Chinese carb. It's in the mail, but I don't know. Whatever. I guess I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around how much stuff has gone up in price. I mean, rebuild kits and parts for carburetors were like dollars, like a couple dollars. And now it's just like, Jesus Christ, everything just made of gold now? Like everything? Everything? So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think it was pretty dusty, so I spent like a day cleaning it up. That's what I do, is cleaning the toys up. And it's like, do I actually need another gas-powered leaf blower? No, but I got 2 of them now. So that's cool. So because of the expenditures of the $20 on my brand new temporarily unoperating leaf blower, my budget for going to the dollar store was reduced to 0 this week. So plus I forgot it was Tuesday. I mean, realistically, that's what actually happened. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with losing track of which day of the week it is. I'm kind of a believer if you actually lose track of which day of the week it is, you're actually kind of doing life right. And that's a real philosophy. I'll never forget as a kid learning about the aristocrats that used to live back in the good old days when people's job in life was just to be rich and related to the family of the local area. And how those people, this is the part that it blew my mind. Those people did not know of or use the word weekend. They didn't know what it meant. There was no such thing as a weekend because there was no reason to have a weekend because their week never had a beginning, or it was just, they didn't do anything, they just hung out, They rode horses and had tea or whatever. So the concept of having a weekend was for like the peasants, give them the end of the week to look forward to. And that always just blew my mind because I never thought of that. It's like, whoa, you mean there's people? Probably still is. it was just like people who don't have to deal with the word weekend. I always kind of wanted to like at that moment going forward. I was like, you know what I want to do in life? I want to get to the point in my life where I don't have to worry about if it's the weekend. Like, how great would that be? Now, being injured and that wasn't really my initial plan. It was like, can I hurt myself so bad I don't have to worry about the weekend? My goal was to be so successful in life and have everything taken care of so well that I didn't have to worry about was it the weekend. So in a roundabout way, I did manage to achieve one of my goals. I always kind of thought it'd be nice not to have to worry what time it was or what day of the week it was, and not care. I think that's a great goal to have in life. It's like if you can achieve, you don't give a shit what time it is, and you don't give a shit what day of the week it is. I think you've got life figured out so goddamn good, because that means your life is running on your schedule, not the schedule of someone putting their on top of you. It's like 8 o'clock. Something's got to happen at 8 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, something's got to happen. You better be wherever you're supposed to be at 1 o'clock. And it's not easy to achieve that in life. I'll be honest with you. I've done it a few times, and I recommend it highly. And I know it may sound like I'm speaking a foreign language to some people. If anyone's watching this, is like, dude, you're crazy. That's there's no way. But trust me, you can do it. If you got to take a vacation day from your shitty life, take a week and just don't even worry about what time it was, what's going on. You'll love it. You'll love it. It's the most freeing experience you'll ever have. Oh, I just fell my elbow. How's my elbow look? Good elbow. I think some of this recent health-related stay-at-home stuff has really opened some people's eyes about a similar concept of like how the perception of reality for most people is not based on how it actually has to be. I think a lot of people actually got to sit home for the first time in their life, and they're like, you know what? This doesn't suck. Or the people driving to work in crazy ass traffic for hours a day, all of a sudden we're like, you know what? Not spending a tenth of my day in a car, driving to a place that a good portion of what I make is to pay for the gas to get my car to I can drive it. Like, they're making a little more till the whole little game of life and then what was led to leave. But it's not easy. They get you in a trap. They get you in a debt trap is what it is. They wave shiny things in front of you and tell you how much per month and how obviously you can afford that. And the next thing you know, you don't have a choice because you got a monthly coming. And if you don't make the monthly, you're going to have problems that you don't want to deal with. You have no choice but to keep the monthly coming in. And then once you get your shiny object, you've made it. See, you made it. Let all your friends know. It's like a blue check mark. I don't want one of those so bad. I want to be accepted. A blue check mark. All right, this egg is just Velcroed to the bottom of this pan. First one's always the hardest. It's an advanced egg cooking technique to cook eggs on a bacon frying cast iron after you cook bacon, due to the Velcro nature. Ooh, I got a third person watching. Welcome to the bacon cooking stream. The first vid dropped, or the stream dropped, so. That's the way it goes when you're on the internet. So yeah. Oh man. So what was my life advice? Oh yeah, the weekend. That shit's great. Yeah, I don't know. I know. Maybe you just do with the way you're doing your life. It's probably working out perfect for you. I probably shouldn't be giving life advice. What did I see the other day? I saw an interview of a guy. What did he say? He was living in Los Angeles. He was homeless. And they're interviewing him. And this guy was, I'm not judging, but, he had face tattoos and the whole shebang. And it was just kind of like, what's it like, man? And he's like, oh, dude, I'm homeless on purpose. And they're like, what are you talking about? And he kind of did looked over his shoulder a little bit, and he goes, He's like, dude, they pay you to be homeless. And then the person interviewing is like, what? He's like, yeah, I get, what did he say? He gets $600 a month, and then he gets a couple $100 in food stamps from like the governing authorities of LA. It's like the weather's great. I could beg, panhandle, I get extra income there. I'm just hanging out, having fun. He's like, I'm here because I want to be here. I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, camping would be a good time, but I guess if you really wanted to say, I don't give a fuck if it, I mean, that's the ultimate, I don't care about the weekend. You always got to think about that. When you see people living on the street, it's like, have they actually got it figured out? Are they the ones that said, you know what, fuck it. Full send. Full send, I don't want to care what time it is. I don't want to care what day of the week it is. You know, just full, I'm done with the rat race. He's like, did they win? Then you think, eggshell, no. Like, did those people figure it out? But then you think, well, how great is it being grimy, living on the street? Then you think, well, are they actually that grimy living on the street? Maybe that's like a costume. You know, is that the I live on the street costume to get more nickels in your cup or whatever? I don't know what to believe anymore. I mean, I've heard some stories about. I think I salted that last egg. We're not going to salt these more eggs. That's crazy. What am I doing? Gotta get a pepper too. Oh, I think I got a brand new block of cheese. I do. But it's in the other room. Will you watch my egg for me? I'm going to spin that thing there. I'll be right back. Gotta go to the other room. Cheese! Cheese, thank you. You're welcome. I don't know. I'm not an expert on anything anymore. I'm just watching it all happen around me. That's the pepper jack block. 2 pounds of pepper jack cheese. That's right. Open sesame. Open sesame. I want to get this cheese on here as fast as possible. Try to get it to melt. Come on, cheese. It comes with little paper dividers. Isn't that great? So your cheese don't stick. Oh. Apparently they put the cheese divider in crooked. I got a half piece of cheese. Oh, and a piece of paper. Don't eat the paper, kids. Give me my other half of cheese, you bum. Slop this egg on one of these real quick. Whoop. Get that vacuum Ziploc back up for cheese safety. Let's get this egg flippity flappited. Well, that looks good. Let's baking this bad boy out. We're gonna do 3 stripes per. That just seems like an appropriate portion. We'll stick those 3 there. And we're not going to eat those. We're going to try real hard not to eat that bacon. It's not as easy as you think. Trust me. Alright, well, now while we're waiting, we can eat this one. The dog has arrived. For the sampling of the bacon. Oh, we got a man overboard there. Oh, yeah, runny yolk. Nice. I love a runny yolk. That's so good. That's the spot right there, kids. Oh, I should cut that off. All right. So we got this weird little yolk thing happening here. We're just gonna plop that right in the middle. That'll be the piece de resistance, if you will. Bacon. 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 Bacon, bacon, bacon. I went out to eat with my father the other day for lunch. We're sitting there eating, and I swear to God, the people that were adjacent to us, not judging, all they talked about was how expensive everything on the menu was and whether or not there was bacon on it. I swear to God, I heard the word bacon 300 times. And I thought to myself, where did my fork go? Seriously? What just happened? Oh, it's on there. Oh, I thought a ghost just showed up. Man alive, I was concerned for my own welfare. I was going to do a welfare check. But yeah, I never heard anyone say the word bacon so much. And as I'm sitting there eating I ordered a hamburger. Oh, that went over well. The dog is definitely into that. Yeah. I'll tell you where I went to. And I thought about complaining, but it was good. How to describe it? I've had two philosophies. Runny yolks are terrible. Oh, that's too bad for you. They're amazing. I've heard two philosophies in life when it comes to eating out on someone else's dime. The one philosophy I was taught or told was, if someone says, I want to take you out to eat, I want to treat you to a meal in a restaurant, you should accept their invitation, and when you get to the restaurant, you should order whatever it is that you want to order that's for sale at the restaurant, no matter what it costs, because they have invited you, and that's what they asked you to come do. That's one philosophy. It goes along with the gift-giving philosophy of like, oops, dog got excited there, slipped a little bit. We'll go back to the restaurant thing, but like the gift-giving philosophy is, the giving of a gift is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. There's the giving of the gift and the receiving of the gift. And you may think you're doing something nice for somebody by giving them something, but if they don't receive it, well, the gift transaction is ruined. I mean, accepting of the gift is just about as important as giving of the gift, because, like, it's a two-person interaction, or potentially two, maybe up to three or four, maybe more. But if you don't receive the gift with as much enthusiasm as the person giving it to you, the whole thing is ruined. So that goes back to the restaurant. So someone's like, hey, I'm going to take you out to eat. You get whatever you want, right? And the person should never get sore or crybaby about, oh, you ordered the most expensive thing at the restaurant. It was like, well, then, I guess if that was too expensive, you shouldn't have gone to that restaurant, blah, 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 blah. I really don't play that way. I usually just go get whatever I want. I don't look for the most expensive thing. And I usually try to keep it, middle of the road. Well, unfortunately, now you can't go to a restaurant without, like, I don't know, a $100 bill, it seems like. So now when I go to a restaurant, I'm always looking for, like, well, I just won't get the cheeseburger. I'll get the regular burger, no cheese, keep the bill down a little bit. Try to help everybody out. So we're sitting here looking at the menu, and it's Perkins. They got the new soda machine with 1,000 flavors, right? If you don't know about that machine was invented, well, this is me a rant. Those new soda machines, Coca-Cola soda machines that have infinite flavors, was invented by the guy who invented the insulin pump. Same guy that invented the Segway wheeled stand-up scooter. There's a documentary on this guy. He's a very fascinating person. Anyways, he wanted to develop a machine to do dialysis at home. And the thing with dialysis at home is you need super purification to purify the blood. So he developed a super purifier, and then he realized, holy shit, you can purify water with this thing. I just solved the world's water problems. And he was like, I'm just going to solve the whole world's water problems. I just got this machine. All you have to do is set it up, and you have clean water. Well, his naivete was, he just thought you could solve a world problem, and the world problem would be solved. He wasn't an expert in distribution. The dude literally couldn't get the machine out to people, to countries, to solve their water problems. And I guess he literally was in Atlanta one day trying to figure out how the hell he was going to get this, world problem-solving device he invented out. And he looked up and he saw Coca-Cola on a building because Coca-Cola is based in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's like, holy shit. My problem is distribution. You know who has some of the best distribution in the world? Coca-Cola. So he walked right into Coca-Cola. He's like, yo, I need help with distribution. I got a problem-solving invention, solve the world's water issue. I need distribution. And they're like, yeah, we're not interested. I was like, dude, we can solve the world's issues. You can use the clean water. It'll be amazing for everyone. And then he's like, sweet. He was like, I'll invent you a brand new soda machine that'll put all the flavors in the world in one machine. It'll be touchscreen. And he did. The guy invented that crazy touchscreen you see at the movie theaters or whatever. He invented that. The guy invented the Segway, the insulin pump, and yeah, he did all that just to get distribution to have this water purification. Anyways, they got one of those in Perkins. That's kind of a rant just to tell that. So like all their menus like, 1,000 flavors or whatever. Oh, we got all these flavors. It's amazing. Mix and match, whatever you want, your heart's desire. Whole back page of the menu of one, and the half page of the other is all about this new soda machine. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of, I'm kind of excited about the new soda machine. This is exciting, very exciting. I'm looking at your menu. Your menu, it shows what you have for sale and how much you want for it. No price on the sodas. No price on a soda. And I was like, dude. The guy came up and was like, I see you got the new machine. Oh yeah, very exciting. It's great. All the flavors, blah, blah, blah. I was like, but there's no price listed. The guy goes, I have a little awkward silence because he's well aware of it. I was like, how much for a soda? And he goes, there's free refills. I'm like, I was like, okay, I've prepared myself for the outrageous number you're about to give me because your answer was free refills. I think it was just shy of $4. To which I think, if I remember, I laughed audibly out loud and I said, I'll have a glass of water, please. Holy shit. So anyways, yeah. It was pie week or pie month, so if you ordered a cheeseburger and fries, you get a piece of pie. They give you a good deal. You get a. I think I'm not gonna say it's a free piece of pie, but they give you a piece of pie, and then you just look at the regular menu and see how much a hamburger costs, and it's like, well, that's $1.50 pie. Anyways, so ordered hamburger and pie. Hamburger shows up. It's a cheeseburger. I'm like, okay, I didn't order a cheeseburger. I ordered a hamburger, but like we were kind of doing something that day, and the goal of that lunch wasn't to see how leisurely we could take it and see how long we could spend fucking around reordering food. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat it. The bill comes out, yep, cheeseburger. So because I wouldn't order a $4 soda, they upsold me from a hamburger to a cheeseburger to get their extra money out of us. I actually thought about like mentioning it. It's like, I didn't order this, but you know what? It tasted good. It was delicious. So I had a cheeseburger. It all worked out. I had cherry pie too. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, the people next to us just bacon. That's got bacon on it. Did you get bacon? Did you order bacon? Did you get bacon? Look how expensive this is. There's bacon. Does it come with bacon? There's bacon, 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 bacon. Holy crap. And the other group of people that was there was some youths, if you will. And these are the new youths. So I don't know what the category even for them is. I mean, they would used to be called hippies. But I think a hippie would take offense of me calling those people hippies. They were unwashed, grubby, messy-haired, tie-dye wearing croc slouches. I went to the bathroom to wash my hands, so I had like some oily residue on there from what I was doing earlier. And I come out of the bathroom, this is what I hear. Oh man, I want to do ayahuasca so bad. Like, these kids are sitting in a Perkins at 1 in the afternoon talking about how they want to do ayahuasca. And I'm thinking, oh God, we're doomed. And if you don't know what ayahuasca is, it's a concoction of natural found ingredients in the Amazon that when drank make you hallucinate. It's like, it's spiritual. It gives you diarrhea, makes you puke, but yeah. That's what like the shamans of the rainforest take to commune with God. Yeah, I'm thinking about taking some ayahuasca, bro. I'm thinking, my God, you're sitting at a Perkins on like a Wednesday. Talking about how you want to have a acid trip, basically. I was like, oh well. I'm pretty sure you didn't call in sick to your work that day. I'm pretty sure there's no boss waiting for that group of individuals wondering where they are. Hey, bro, I can't wait to do some ayahuasca. Oh my god. We're doomed. We are doomed. They're probably just trying to save enough money so they can move out to Portland. If I had to guess. Oh well. I'm sure it's all going to work out. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to hang out at the family diner, but we did it on the weekend nights. And I don't remember having conversations about taking drugs out loud. That's something I don't remember ever doing. I'm trying to think what we did do. I mean, I never smoked cigarettes, but I know the kids that did smoke cigarettes, what you'd do is you'd sit in the smoking section, because that was a thing back in the day. Remember that? When you could go to a restaurant and smoke? And the dividing line between smoking and non-smoking was like nothing. Anyway, what you do, when you take a coffee cup, get it wet there, and you put a napkin on there, a paper napkin, and then you put a coin in the middle, then you take a cigarette and you just burn holes to see who can get the last hole burned before the coin falls in. Did a lot of that. That was fun. But whatever. We're gonna give the dog one more little piece. She's sitting here like kind of hopping, like asking for more. She's a big fan of bacon and egg sandwiches. Unfortunately, I as well am a big fan of bacon and egg sandwiches, making it a difficult sharing proposition. Does it have bacon on it? Show the dog. Yeah. Whatever. I'm not sure how long the first one went for. I went for a half hour here, but yeah. Let's I'll probably just wrap this up. I'm done eating. Told some great stories about the end of civilization as we know it, due to the youth that's being raised. Yeah, it's cold in my house. Hey! Hey, look at my cabinets. Weirdo. Ooh, the beard is looking unbrushed. Yowzer! Let's tame that down a little tiny bit. Much better. So yeah, today, what is it outside? It's 35. There's frost on the old juniper bush this morning. I'm going to go down and do a film of what they've done down at the old mud hole down there. Because they're not working today, and I don't get very many opportunities to film in the construction site during the day, except for on the weekends. So we'll get an update on that. I'm trying to get the last of like the organization of my house. That's something I've been working on, is trying to organize my house back a little better. And my level of organization is such that I have to make a chaos factory before the organization can come together. So like everything has to be out and spread, so I can regroup the nests of similar like items, so I can have them. It's like right now, a couple of the rooms are kind of in the exploded version of the room, which is a little bit challenging. I'm working on throwing stuff away. It's very hard for me to do that. Oh, pepper! Oh God! I just swallowed pepper. It was stuck in my tooth. I finally realized, I was thinking about this, why do I have this compulsion to save everything? You know what it is? I figured it out. I'm not blaming anybody. But I distinctly remember as a child hearing conversations with my elders about if I had kept it, or if you had it, or if it was in the original container, how all this shit would be worth so much money in the future. And for some reason, I think that went into my brain where, like, I heard all these laments about, you know, if I had saved that, or if we still had that, or we would have done that, or if you would have known this, or whatever. So, like, I think in my mind as a kid, I was like, well, then I'm just not going to ever, problem solved. I'm never going to say as an older person, I wish I would have saved that or kept that. I just keep everything, and I'm working on that right now. It's very hard to throw things away. I got some power supplies for my computer that are like the little things all messed up, and I've been saving them. And I was like, why am I saving this shit? Like, and I just threw it away. And when I threw it in the trash, and I looked out and save it for something, like, I don't know, maybe I could. It's hard. That's not easy, kids. The struggle is real. So I'm working on that. Learning to throw my shit away. I got some bath mats that were gifted to me because I was like, oh, I need some bath mats. And I knew a person who had some spare bath mats that were shitty. And that was why they stopped using them. They bought them and they're like, these suck. And I was like, well, mine's are pretty bad. So they gave them to me and I got them. And I was like, oh, these do suck. They like just crinkle up. They're just garbage. I still have those. They're in a pile. I can see them right. They're right there. I can see them. I've been having a hard time throwing them away. They're close. They're sitting right there, ready to go. I just gotta get them out there and throw them away. So, try to throw some shit away today. It's gonna be amazing. Very excited to throw some stuff away. All right. Sorry, it turned into a two-parter video, but sometimes when you make videos, they turn into two-parters. Enjoy your bacon and eggs. I gotta go do something. Peace. Where's the button? There it is. You found more. You just outed yourself as a shitty bath mat person. True story. I think they suck. Those, or the old ones suck. The new ones are less sucky, but man, those ones are garbage. Bye.